You're a liar. You are a liar. Sorry for the Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. I thought it would be like cool or something. Okay, let's start over. Let's start over. There is no one who gaslights me better than myself. I am a victim to my own lies, and I have built my temple, I've built my palace on a foundation of lies. My castle is white. I'm not the only one who has lied to myself. In fact, that's most people around the world. And the reason why we lie to ourselves is because we cannot handle the truth. We can't handle the truths about ourselves because sometimes it's difficult to accept them. But once you are aware of the issues about yourself, taking action is one of the hardest things you can do. I've made a video like maybe a month or two ago where I spoke about having awareness but without any action and how that's like a dangerous thing because people will tell you that they're aware that they have a certain issue, yet they don't do anything about it. And I say that is the most dangerous mentality to have. It's almost like laying down in the pavement and dying. You understand? But, realistically, I've spoken about this maybe 3 times before, but one day I laid in the bathtub. It was dark and there was like water all around me because I was in the bathtub and I switched off the lights. It was like at a demon time, like maybe 1 or 2 a.m. And I said, today is the day that I start telling myself the truth. And I thought with myself and I started thinking about all the things that I lied about. I started asking myself, why did I lie about these things? Once I answered myself those questions, I asked myself, what are we going to do about it? Some of the things I have told myself the truth of, I still haven't acted upon. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm not perfect and I wish I implemented everything I spoke about. But it doesn't mean it's not a work in progress. I have a journal of things and, it is something, there are things there that I'm actively working towards, fixing and addressing. I'd say I'm at a better spot than I was beginning of this year. But obviously, there's still more I can do for myself. Like I said, I will never become a butterfly while my eyes are still open to the gaze of life. You know, I'll only become a butterfly once I die. Life is a constant metamorphosis. That's what I believe. And yeah, so I started telling myself the truth about these things, and I'm in a better place than I was beginning of the year. But you still find if you've been lying to yourself long enough, if you've been gaslighting yourself long enough, you still do find times when you are inclined to lie to yourself. Old habits die hard. And I still find myself in places where I want to convince myself of something, although I know that it's not really the truth. I feel like I'm being repetitive here, but please stick with me. If you are able to recognize the truth within yourself, if you're able to tell yourself the truth, you are able to not really accept all the lies that you're being told in this world. It all starts within, guys. Because I believe that the world is kind of, shaped in bubbles. This is so weird, but stick with me. You have the bubble of yourself, and that's the things you must control first. Like not control, but like improve first. Then you start improving the spaces around you, then you start improving the world. Or like, social circles, school, place, whatever. But depending on who you are, there's different sort of factions that you exist within. And if you yourself want to make a real difference in the world, if that's what you want to do, then you first have to start with a clean slate, which means telling yourself the truth, apologizing to yourself that I've lied to you for many years, and starting afresh and starting clean. And then you start on the drawing board. Then you start writing on the whiteboard, of all the things that you want to do and all the things you want to change. It's why I feel like when people get into things like, I have to slow down, when people get into things like bodybuilding and fitness, a lot of them go in it with the wrong mindset. A lot of their goals are superficial and based on lies that they've been told. If I work out, I'll attract more women. If I work out, I'll get a bigger butt and then attract more guys or whatever the heck. And people will often tell themselves that, no, I'm not doing that because of this. But realistically, in the back of their minds, that is the main motivator that is pushing them to the gym. But you see, if you build a house on the foundation of lies, sooner enough, the pipes of the sewer will start corroding and your house will be full of poop. I don't swear, guys. Your house will be full of poop and sewage stuff. And it doesn't really tackle the underlying issues once you start building your house, once you start building your physique on a broken mentality. You understand what I mean? Right now, I'm going for hockey practice, and the reason I do hockey isn't because I want to look better or whatever. It's because I, number one, genuinely enjoy the sport, and number two, I like it because it makes me feel better. It gives me a happier mood. The dogs are barking. Hold on a second. Yeah, but realistically, you have to start telling yourself the truth. Once you start telling yourself the truth, life will be so much better for you. Anyways, that's all I need to say.